Welcome to Biology 2210, Dottenhoff's class. I'm gonna go over some lab lists and the blood flow of the heart. Okay, I'm not gonna waste your time. Let's just get into it. So let me quickly overview this. The color red represents artery, and the color blue represents vein. Remember, artery is going away from the heart, and the vein means it's going into the heart. So in this case, these 1, 2, 3 veins are going into the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Now it's pumping in deoxygenated blood, okay, where it goes to the right atrium. This right here is the right atrium. Now inside the right atrium, you see these little strand thingies? I'm like literally going in front of it right now. That's called the musculi pectinati. Now, I don't know how to say it right, but yeah, that's called the musculi pectinati. And then this little thingy right here, that's the fossa ovalis. Fossa ovalis. And then going underneath that, this is called the coronary sinus opening. Coronary sinus opening. Now these are the lab lists. I'm not going to further explain some details, so yeah. Now, once the deoxygenated blood reaches the right atrium, it then meets the tricuspid valve. Now the reason why it's called the tricuspid valve is because there's 3 valves. 1, 2, if I can click the one in the bottom, there we go, 3. I have no idea what it just did. It's pumping, but that's what I'm assuming is what it looks like, if it's like contracting. But yeah, anyways, once the deoxygenated blood meets the tricuspid valve, it then goes to the right ventricle. And as you can see here, the tricuspid valve is being held by the chordae tendineae. Let me just highlight that. Chordae tendineae. It's being held by the chordae tendineae, which is then being pulled by the papillary muscles. Papillary muscles. Now, do not like get into me by my pronunciation, bro, but these things are here. That's the papillary muscles. Okay, those things are in your lab list. And this one here is a trabeculae carne. That's also in your lab list. Okay, nice. So then once the deoxygenated blood gets into the right ventricle, it then goes to the pulmonary semilunar valve. Now the reason why it's called the pulmonary semilunar valve, well, because it's going to the pulmonary trunk, which is this one, right? Okay, cool. Now once the blood goes in the pulmonary semilunar valve, it then pumps the blood into the lungs. Let me just demonstrate it. Okay, let me just make this fade real quick. Fade. As you can see, the pulmonary semilunar valve and the pulmonary trunk leads to the lungs, where it then pumps deoxygenated blood into the lungs. Okay, nice. Okay, now I want to say something. This thing right here doesn't make sense to me. It's supposed to be red because it's going away from the heart, and this should be blue because it's going into the heart. It's like, don't get it confused. Don't get it like, don't get it confused between these two. This one is supposed to be blue, and this one's supposed to be red. I don't know why the color is like that, but yeah. Oh, some of your lab lists. This one is called your ligamentum arteriosum. I don't even know if I said that right, but yeah. So then, once the blood goes into the lungs, the deoxygenated blood converts into oxygenated blood, where it then goes to the pulmonary vein, which is these things right here. That's your pulmonary vein. Again, it's supposed to be blue, not red. I don't know why it's that color, but yeah. So then, once the oxygenated blood is pumped into the pulmonary vein, it goes to the left atrium, which is this one. Let me just hide this real quick. So the pulmonary vein pumps oxygenated blood into the left atrium. That's how it's supposed to look like. Where it then meets the bicuspid valve. Now the reason why it's called a bicuspid valve is because there's only 2 valves compared to the right ventricle where it has 3. This one only has 2. 1, 2, right? The heart contracts again. This opens where it goes to the left ventricle. And as you can see here, it looks fairly similar to the right ventricle. There's barely any difference. Again, being held by the chordae tendineae. If I can click on it. Chordae tendineae being pulled on by the papillary muscles, which is right here. This one too. Right here, papillary muscles. Now remember, this is oxygenated blood. So once the heart contracts again, it goes to the aortic semilunar valve. The reason why it's called aortic semilunar valve is because it goes to the aorta. That's your aorta. Ascending aorta. And then this is your aortic arc. And then after that, the blood, it's pretty much oxygenated, so it then goes to the rest of the body via the different arteries right here. And so yeah, that's the quick, simple overview of the blood flow of the heart and some of your lab lists.